All right, folks, what's going on? I'm hearing another war with Iran could kick off soon. So that'd be interesting, right? A lot of things are coming down the pipeline in October. So we all got to be vigilant, stay aware, keep your eyes and ears open. Lots of good things. I just did I was up early this morning, man. I usually get up around 5 or 6 a.m., start preparing for the show. I do some calls with Juanito, the ghost, whoever I need to. Got a lot of people I talk to, folks. Got a lot of them. And this is going to be a bumpy month, a real bumpy month. And how does it begin? With a government shutdown. And what does that mean? It means we're downsizing the government, and we don't think they're going to bounce back. Also, wow, I just inhaled that one. Trump can now do what he needs to do without the checks and balances when the government is shut down. Now, I've heard that about estimated 100 to 200,000 people have resigned. You know, it's funny how the government shuts down, but yet the Federal Reserve stays wide open. I thought they were part of the government. Nope, they're not. It's a private entity, completely illegal. Printing money as always. I'm going to have a good show for you today. Folks, hit the notifications button. Hit that notifications button. Please like, share, subscribe. I thought that 𝗬𝗏𝗯𝗶𝗶 podcast I did yesterday with 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗶𝗏, who ran for governor in 2024. Candace Owens had a pretty good, she says he's highly suspicious in the involvement of Tyler Robinson and the shooting of Charlie Kirk. And, I brought him on last night, kind of a last-second thing to state his case, and I think he did a good job. I think it was a great podcast. You all watch it. Tell me what you think. So the kid, apparently that she's saying is his nephew, is not his nephew, but she's saying that he's highly suspicious with the people that he's involved with. So lots of stuff there. There's so much finger pointing going around right now with the Tyler Robinson thing, the Charlie Kirk assassination. And I almost feel like it's deliberate. I almost feel like they're doing this on purpose. Just smoke and mirrors. Look over here. Look over there. Oh, what about up there? What about down there? How can you keep your eye on the ball when they're throwing 10,000 balls at you? You know what I mean? That's how I kind of see this. Folks, Venmo, �D-Rod1977. �D-Rod1977. When the lights go out on Amazon. When the lights go out on Amazon and my mama's book, folks, The Mexican Mix. The Mexican Mix, I gotta go over there right after this podcast and help them out with a lot of things. Man, every day is a new adventure. I gotta tell you that much. Folks, get your C60. This is not a joke. It's helping me. It's helping my parents. Get it? I want to talk to you about something that's very close to my heart, and I know so many of you struggle with it as well. As you get older, your memory naturally starts to fade. Little things slip away, and sometimes you feel like you're becoming just like your parents. That's why I take Mind Expander, not only for myself but also for them, to help hold on to those last precious memories in the final years of their lives. It works because it gives your brain what it really needs to stay active and sharp. Glutathione, the body's master antioxidant, which helps to detoxify and calm inflammation in the brain, and ATP, your cells' natural energy, which fuels focus and mental clarity. That's all with the C60 molecule. Together they help reduce brain fog, slow down cognitive decline, and support memory. It's not a caffeine or a stimulant. It's clean, natural brain support your body can actually use. For me, it's all about giving my parents and myself the best chance to keep the moments that truly matter. Folks, go down below, hit the link. It's the best it's probably the number one supplement I've ever used. I have no inflammation in my back. And folks, like the doctor looked at my back, my MRI, he says, it's like you've been in 13 car accidents. And I had inflammation throughout my whole body. That was probably with the drinking, but my back pain stayed with me for years. And since I've been taking the C60, it's just within 2 weeks, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I can move around. I'm going to the gym every day. I missed yesterday. I got to go today. I got to hit the gym today. How's everybody doing out there? All right, so X is Nino Boxer, Telegram Nino's Corner, PatriotWear.com, bing, right there. Ringside with Nino is Wednesday. This next Wednesday coming up, we're going to war game it. All the Black Sheep family shows up. Last time we had about 100 people in there. It was fun. We have fun. We crack jokes. We talk together. Everyone gives their opinion. It gets a little messy sometimes, but people raise their hand, ask the questions, and we all discuss current events. It's fun, and it's a good time. So that also Nino's Corner.tv, the General's Tent. I'm working on a huge guest, a very big guest. You all are going to love this one. So the General's Tent is going to be this month, later this month. Get over there and sign up. You got to be part of Nino's Corner.tv to sign up, though. But got to say, this is going to be a big, big guest, especially with the stuff that's that's about to come with old. You're going to want to hear from this man for damn sure. Folks, Nino's Corner.tv. I got Ryan Mata up there right now discussing Charlie Kirk's assassination. Truth versus lies, baby. The truth versus the lies. I got Wano Saban. I got The Ghost. I got Melissa Red Pill coming on. Bo Pony coming on. Sheila Holm coming on. Rob Cunningham coming on. Alpha Warrior and Joshua Reed coming on. It's a star-studded lineup, folks. And without further ado, you might want to turn it down or turn it up, baby. Yeah, here we go. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, folks. Oh, yeah. He does it every time. Yes, he does. It helps wake me up, gets those fluids running. All right. Trump warns that the enemy is within. That's what this is all about. The enemy is within, and we might have an enemy coming from abroad, not from a country, but from outer space, by the way. I hope you watch the premiere tonight with Brad Olson. It's great. Brad Olson's a lead researcher, expert on pretty much everything UFO, MUFON, alien stuff. He's really abreast. He's really abreast on this topic. So I'm bringing him on to talk about these things. Yes. So it should be good. Ticktin exposes DOJ block. If you're too stupid to not understand the message yesterday, I'll help you out, folks, okay? Prepare for war. Prepare for war. Yep, I said it. Prepare for war. I've been saying it a long time, but you better really prepare for war. Nothing like a cigar and coffee in the morning. The line has been drawn in the sand. This was a declaration of war. And it's about to get real. It's about to get real. If any of you watch Pete Hegseth's speech, you see that he destroyed the entire woke agenda and enforced new standards. He's not going back on any of this. As Trump declared war on the corrupt Democrat inner city hellholes in America. They're not taking any shit. They're going forward with this. In fact, they're weeding out the generals. They're saying if you want to take part, if you want to resign, it's best you do it now. Otherwise, we're going to put a size 13 up your ass. Word is many generals were giving their walking papers yesterday, and many were promoted from there. You also have Peter Ticktin coming out slamming 𝗀𝗏. How do you say this guy's last name? Blanchet. It looks like some kind of French for Blanchet. My name is 𝗀𝗏. Just call me Mr. Blanchet. Whatever. Who is under Pambondi. Will we see 𝗀𝗏 and Pambondi be given their walking papers? Will they? I don't know. I think they're getting ready to get the boot. I think it's very possible. Just what I'm hearing. So why is all this happening now? Why right now? We're coming into fall. It's October 1st. The government just shut down. It's all by design, folks. This is not an accident. This is not an accident. Trump's getting ready to make some big, big moves. And he doesn't need to answer to anybody, really. From what I'm being told, he gets a lot more leniency during this time. So right now, they're taking out the trash and upgrading the standards of our military and, drum roll please, the DOJ. Yeah, I'm expecting it. So what's coming? Well, we're coming into Red October, Rocktober, and into the fall and winter. I guess we're already in fall. Into the winter. Fall into winter. Whatever is coming could last all the way into late spring and even into the fall of 2026. Maybe longer. Maybe longer. But it starts now. You know what else is coming right on time, folks? And I'm covering this. And I know you might laugh, and but you've laughed at me before. I don't care because I'm right. Yeah. 3-eye Atlas, third eye Atlas, you could call it. Is it going to be a big nothing burger, or is it going to be, I don't know, contact? Well, it sent a wow message, a wow signal, and I cover that with Brad Olson tonight. That's going to be premiering tonight. You don't want to miss it. Brad Olson is full of knowledge on this stuff, man, and he gives his perspective. He thinks it's Project Bluebeam. So do I. And wow, what about NASA being shut down right now? I mean, that's part of the government. Yeah, that's shut down. So, going to be interesting. Going to be real interesting how this plays out. So could it be the last big Hail Mary from the deep state? Could this be a big nothing burger? Could it be a nothing burger or the last Hail Mary from the deep state to drag your attention away from the arrests and bring it towards a spaceship with aliens inside it that are going to be our gods because they came here and they seeded the planet and we need to obey them and come together as one? So this government shutdown could be really bad news for the Democrats, by the way. It could be really bad news. It's going to shrink the government. A lot of people are quitting. A lot of people are resigning. And they're not coming back. They're not coming back. And Trump could do a lot more things that could go unchecked, which would obviously benefit the country. Why the government shutdown is coming? Well, one of the many things the Democrats wanted is another estimated almost $1 trillion in health care. So what did Trump do? What is one of the things Trump did? He created his own website and made prescription drugs more affordable for everyone. Yeah, isn't that funny? Oh, boy. Wait till we find out about alternative therapies. I have a friend right now dying from cancer. Colon cancer, to be exact. And it's sad. And you know what? Maybe he makes it. Maybe he does. I'm doing my best to help him out any way I can. There's a lot of different meds out there, folks. There's a lot of different stuff out there that they're not telling you about. And according to Trump's website, you get 80% off all prescription drugs on his website. 80% off. That's huge. That is huge. 80% off? What do you need insurance for? Get 80% off. Talk about giving a big fuck you. A big fuck you to the Dems. Way to hack the corrupt system, Trump. I love it. Take a bow, sir. Take a bow. Take a bow. Standing ovation. Government shutdowns begin as the nation faces a new period of uncertainty. Okay, so here we are. The government has plunged into a shutdown as U.S. is confronting a fresh cycle of uncertainty after President Donald Trump and Congress failed to strike an agreement to keep government programs and services running by Wednesday's deadline. Today, roughly 750,000 federal workers are expected to be furloughed, some potentially fired by Trump's Republican administration. Now, Juan said around 200,000 could have been relieved already. There could be a lot more coming. So what's happening with this? We're shrinking the government. Don't you want smaller government? I do. I do. But what about the Federal Reserve? How come that stays open? I thought they're federal. I thought they were part of the government. Oh, I guess not. They're probably a banking cartel, right? Okay, thank you for clarifying that. His deportation agenda is expected to run full speed ahead while education, environmental, and other services sputter. You mean indoctrination camps? The economic fallout is expected to ripple nationwide. We don't want it shut down, Trump said at the White House before the midnight deadline. But the president, who met privately with congressional leadership this week, appeared unable to negotiate any deal with Democrats and Republicans to prevent that outcome, unless it's done by design. And he truly wants this to happen. We are shrinking the government. I don't know, just saying. This is the third time Trump has presided over a federal funding lapse, and the first since his return to the White House this year. Man, this guy has some balls, doesn't he? Don't you love having a real president? Finally having a true, real president that doesn't answer to nobody? Maybe some generals in the background. You know, Juan said something. He said those generals, those 200 generals that invited him to run, are no longer around. I think he said either all of them or most of them have passed away. So I'm going to be bringing Juan back on tonight on @Nino'sCorner.tv to say, to give my audience front row seats on what's going to be happening in October. So you want to get to @Nino'sCorner.tv and listen to this one because it's going to be big. Now, I'm either going to put it up tonight or tomorrow. I also have a guy coming on today with a thing called Safe Blood. For those of you that maybe getting transfusions and you don't want it from somebody that's been bing, 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 bing in the arm, this guy has the answer for you. So you want to tune into @Nino'sCorner.tv. That'll be up today for sure because I think it's big and it's a remedy. It's for this stuff. Yeah. All right. We got to come up with answers, right? We all got to work together. Plenty of blame is being thrown around. The Democrats picked this fight, which was unusual for the party that prefers to keep government running, but their voters are eager to challenge the president's second-term agenda. Democrats are demanding funding for health care subsidies that are expiring for millions of people under the Affordable Care Act, spiking the cost of insurance premiums nationwide. But you can go to his site and get whatever you want for 80% off. Talk about a salesman. Republicans have refused to negotiate and have encouraged Trump to steer clear of any talks. After the White House meeting, the president posted a cartoonish fake video mocking the Democratic leadership that was widely viewed as unserious and racist. Vice President J.D. Vance on Wednesday and Republicans want to resolve the health care issue that concern Democrats but will not negotiate until government reopens. Tough shit. I wonder I think the last time, how long was the last government shutdown? Someone put it in the chat. I think it was 35 days. Was it about that? I didn't notice a difference. I don't work for the government. Trump tells generals the military will be used to fight the enemy within. This is big. Now pay attention. President Trump hailed the use of military force to police American cities, telling generals and admirals during a Tuesday address that it was important to quell. What have I always been saying? What have I always been saying on here? Important to quell. I always use that word. I say it's important to quell and neutralize the coming civil unrest. And he says the enemy within. Well, who's the enemy within? San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles. They're very unsafe places, and we're going to straighten them out one by one. Trump told hundreds of senior U.S. military officers packed into a hall at the Marine Corps base in Quantico, Virginia. This is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war, too. It's a war from within, Trump said. Trump's speech, which lasted over an hour, followed an address by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who last week summoned generals and admirals from around the world to the meeting. Much of Hegseth's talk centered on his long-standing contention that U.S. military standards were relaxed during previous administrations in which diversity and inclusion were an important part of the Defense Department's personal policies. When it comes to any job that requires physical power to perform in combat, Those physical standards must be high and gender neutral, said Hegseth. If that means no women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it. I have a lot of friends that are police officers and firemen, and they're like, dude, it's hard. It's hard. It's real hard. And you know what I mean by that. Not Sancho's meaning, but you know what they mean. Hegseth, who has rebranded himself with Trump's backing as a Secretary of War, received a polite but muted response from the military officers, who have long prided themselves on being apolitical and are uneasy about past firings and looming cuts. Hegseth said he will make in the ranks of top officers. So I said he will make in the ranks of top officers. Trump praised Hegseth's talk and doubled down on the role that he sees for the National Guard and active duty military in stopping what the president described as disorder at home, preventing illegal immigration, and targeting suspect drug smugglers in Latin America. Now, I've talked about cartel wars kicking off. This is part of it. This is part of it. This could be coming to a town near you or your city. Folks, look at the spike in mass shootings. They're almost daily now that I had to add a mass shooting news segment, okay? Because this stuff is going to start happening daily. Could happen 2-3 times a day. So be vigilant. This stuff is going to pick up. It's going to absolutely pick up, especially when the cartels are involved. Trump suggests using dangerous U.S. cities as training grounds for military. President Trump told a gathering of military leaders Tuesday they should use American cities as training grounds and described a federal crackdown on crime in major cities as necessary to deal with the war from within. Trump addressed dozens of top generals and admirals in Quantico, Virginia, where he said defending the homeland was the military's most important priority. He signaled the leaders in the room could be tasked with aiding in federal interventions in Democratic-led cities such as Chicago and New York City. Folks, we're preparing for this. I think the protests and riots that we saw in June was just a scrimmage for what's coming. And I know both sides are preparing for this. That's why they sat down with the generals. You know that before this, a while back, the FBI met with many of the sheriffs in the country to get them prepped and briefed on what could be coming. So terrorist cells, I believe, will be activated. Hopefully, we've got a lot of it figured out, untangled. We got it handled. But there's always that loose cannon. So we don't know if we've got them all, right? So there's always that the wild card, and I believe it's coming. I've been saying this for a very long time, a very, very long time. And it's my cup of tea. I love it. I can't wait for the apocalypse, for Armageddon. All right. What about Candace Owens? So Candace Owens is pressing Turning Point USA to publicly clarify Charlie Kirk's true stance on Israel in his final days. She argues that Kirk's entire life may have been like the Truman Show, pointing out that no one inside Turning Point USA is asking any real questions about his death. Well, fuck, maybe they're scared. That's what I think it is. I think they're like, dude, I don't know who to look at, talk to. I'm scared. I don't know what to say. I don't want to be next. I think that's what it is. I've met Jack Posobiec. I did a great podcast with him at the Tim Pool podcast, and the guy's a nice guy, and I think he's legit. But I think these people are scared. I think people are like, they don't know who to trust, what to say. Nobody really knows what's going on. So there's rumors that Charlie was going to audit Turning Point. I don't know. I haven't been following it, and I'm guilty for not following it as much as I should. I brought Phil Lyman on to give his little portion of the story that, Candace was accusing him of, or actually she was saying he was suspicious, or the people around him are very suspicious. I think she's legitimately trying to find answers in all this, but he's saying, hey man, it's hurting families. She's causing a ruckus. So that's what he said on my show. So I think if you want to go back and watch that, you tell me what you think. I lay it out for you all to play it out. Tell me, do you think he's guilty? You think he's involved or not? I'll leave that for you all to decide. Suspicious package. A suspicious package was detonated ahead of the Utah State Turning Point USA event. As Utah State University, USU, prepared to host a Turning Point USA event Tuesday, it was forced to order an emergency evacuation of its old main building. God, man, this place is full of fun, isn't it? Shit. The main building after a suspicious package was found, university officials and local media reported. The campus was cleared as law enforcement and bomb squads investigated the device. Authorities determined the package was not explosive, but detonated out of an abundance of caution. I wonder how big the detonation was. A USU spokesperson told Newsweek in an email Tuesday evening the death of Charlie Kirk, CEO and co-founder of Turning Point, who was fatally shot at Utah Valley University on September 10th, cast a long shadow over the conservative student group's Tuesday event. Security measures included metal detectors, bag checks, and crowd screening protocols, according to USU. Campus police. And so that's another thing too, folks. That's another thing they really want to bring forward are these new scanners and detectors, like kind of like what you have at airports. You know, every time you go to TSA, they want those everywhere, by the way. They want those in your universities. They want those in your elementary schools. That's another reason for the mass shootings. They want those in Walmarts. They want to be scanning your body left, right, and center every day, not just the airport. The airport was just the prelim to what they want to do. They want to bring this shit everywhere. Everywhere. It's not just about taking your guns away. It's about scanning devices, looking up your ass, the whole thing. Do I make sense here? I hope I do. I hope you all understand what I'm saying because that's part of it. That's why the Las Vegas shooting was such a big deal. Surveillance, surveillance, surveillance. Scanning devices at churches, schools, everywhere. You're not going to be able to go anywhere without having your asshole probed. Let's see what's up there. Millions to score 80% off prescription drugs as White House launches Trump RX website to sell directly to Americans. President Donald Trump has unveiled a direct-to-consumer website dubbed Trump RX. And this guy's got his hands on everything, doesn't he? That he said would make drugs 80% cheaper for Americans. The new platform would enable individuals to pay cash for certain medications at a lower rate negotiated by the government. Speaking to reporters in the Oval Office on Tuesday, Trump said that some prescription drugs would be discounted for average Americans and all medicines would be cheaper for Medicaid recipients. The lower prices were made available thanks to a deal with a major pharmaceutical company, Pfizer. Trump said that Pfizer would offer countless prescription medications at major discounts in the United States, a result of the most favored nation drug pricing order that we established earlier this year. I can't wait till we don't need any of this shit anymore, right, folks? I mean, there's so much technology coming out. I'm trying to stay ahead of the game. I'm trying to use all the supplements. That's why I peddle these supplements to you. I try them out for about a month. I try methylene blue. I'm on that still. I use that about once every couple of weeks. I do 2 or 3 days of that. And then I stay on the C60, the red light panel. I'm just trying everything, man. I'm trying to really extend my life. I did so much damage to it in my 20s and 30s, not just the punches to the head and the body and all that, but the drinking, the alcohol, the drugs, the women. Women can be bad for your health too. If you get a lot of it, moderation is key. All right. Yeah. So I kind of went off a tangent on there. Oh boy. Yeah, I have no filter. I have zero fucking filter, and it's wonderful. It's very liberating. You should try it sometime. You should turn me up in a public place. Let everyone hear me. Oh, exclusive with Peter Ticktin. 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏 is blocking Trump's agenda at DOJ. Peter Ticktin, former attorney for President Trump, breaks his silence, accusing President Trump's current legal advisor, 𝗬𝗶𝗱𝗶 of intentionally stalling pardons, blocking access to whistleblowers, and suppressing justice for J6ers and election integrity fighters like Tina Peters. They're having a big problem with that one, from what I hear. Everything that needs to move forward for Trump's presidency is being intentionally blocked by 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏. And it's not because he's incapable. It's because he's doing the opposite of what President Trump ordered. Huh. Well, we're smoking out the rats, aren't we? Old 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏. Gotta have a sip of my coffee. Ah, yes. I love getting up in the morning, real early in the morning, watching the sunrise. It's so nice. It's so nice. Oh, boy. Gotta say, though, that's how you know you're getting older. You start getting up a lot earlier. I used to get up early to train, but it was only during training camps. But now that I'm getting older, I'm starting to get up earlier. I'm like, is this what old people do? They get up early at the ass crack of dawn, and they go to bed by the sunset. That seems to be the pattern I'm following now. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting up earlier and going to bed earlier and eating dinner at 2, and it's fucking weird. And I'm like, what's going on here? I am like my parents. Trump, congressional leaders failed to reach deal to avoid shutdown. I already talked on that, but congressional leaders failed to reach an agreement on a stoppage spending resolution that would you like my alien cup, by the way? Avert a government shutdown at 12:01 a.m. on October 1st. So it's shut down. House Speaker Mike Johnson, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, and others met with President Donald Trump on the afternoon of September 29th, but remained deadlocked as Democrats continued to demand significant additional spending on health care in exchange for their votes. Like I've said this, and I'm telling you, I got my little crystal ball. The Democratic Party is going to cease to exist by 2028. Can Gavin Newsom save it? No. Of course not. Nah. Gavin Newsom can't save anything. He's not going to save a damn thing. Pete Hegseth declares war on woke garbage and military. Are we done with that? We are done with that shit, he says. I like his new term, beardos. How many, I know there's probably some beardos watching me right now, but the obnoxious beards, and they're real, and these guys are like, the beta male that grows the beard out so he can look alpha. It's all a disguise. But, you've seen these guys walking around with oh, man, shave the beard. You got a little feminine jaw. Anyway, that's what they're hiding. Just giving you a spoiler alert. And I'm not making fun of everyone's beards. I get it. Some beards are good. Some of you guys really are alphas. I'm not, but there's some of you in disguise. Let's not lie about it. Let's be honest here. Or some of you are hiding that little cleft chin. Oh boy. So Secretary of War Pete Hegseth reiterated his vow to purge the military of diversity and inclusion efforts and bring an end to woke garbage in the military in a blistering address to top commanders Tuesday. Speaking at the gathering of generals, the Trump-appointed Pentagon chief said he had made it his mission to uproot the obvious distractions and made us less capable and less lethal. Hegseth, a former Fox News host, cast his purge on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives as part of a broader cultural battle. No more identity months. Wow, no more identity months, huh? So what does that mean for Black History Month? Does that count? I wonder. I'm just asking the question. I wonder. No more identity months. No more DEI offices, dudes in dresses. He told the audience, no more climate, worship. No more division, distraction, or gender delusions. No more debris. He argued the military had lost our way under foolish and reckless political leaders who he claimed turned the Pentagon into a woke department. That era, he said, is over. It's over. He argued the military had lost our way. Oh, I just said that. You might say, don't you like how off the cuff I am? I mean, I just don't even prepare. Did you guys watch the show with Jake and Jelly? Did you read the lawsuit? I'm like, no. I didn't because I don't want to. Yeah, it's that simple. It's really just that simple. You're suing for $40 trillion. I mean, just make it $100 trillion. Make it $100 trillion. Too many officers, he added, had risen for the wrong reasons based on their race, based on gender quotes, based on historic so-called first, and that is ending. It's over. The remarks underscore the Trump administration's full throttle attempt to reorient the Pentagon away from social policy. Hegseth insisted his focus is fixing decades of decay. Hegseth told everyone in attendance, we're clearing out the debris, removing distractions, clearing the way for leaders to be leaders. 𝗬𝗃𝗁𝗂𝗁. Yeah! I like this guy, man. I like this guy. I don't know about you all, but I can see this guy coming under the radar and running for president. I think he's, if there's any success, to me, it's just, and I'm going to sound like an asshole, but I don't think it's going to be, I think it's going to seem like it's going to be J.D. Vance, and then this guy's going to come up right under the radar. Maybe Flynn, maybe Michael Flynn too. I don't know. But I could see, wouldn't you vote for Hegseth Flynn or Flynn Hegseth? I would. That's where my vote would go, right there. Military minds, balls of steel. That's what the campaign should be called. The balls of steel. Hegseth is crawling out of his skin. Pentagon insiders tell of explosive tantrums and erratic behavior. Well, they ain't seen shit yet. What about Nino? You haven't seen any erratic behavior or tantrums yet until you watch Nino. This guy looks like a G-rated movie compared to me. Pete Hegseth allegedly fears for his safety in the week of Charlie Kirk's assassination, with Pentagon insiders exclusively telling this syndicate he's so rattled he looks to be crawling out of his skin. I'm hearing a lot of people are like that right now. A lot of people are paranoid and, peering around corners, walking a little slower, fearing someone's walking behind them. People are scared in Congress. The politicians are really nervous right now because what happened to Charlie Kirk really sent a wave of fear reverberating through the whole system, all of the country. And in fact, I know we all kind of looked at that and it shook me up, but I saw that shit every day in Juarez. I used to walk over the bridge and see headless hanging bodies just swinging away. Yeah, it didn't bother me. I still went and ate lunch, had tacos. Pentagon seeks Trump's approval for first U.S. military execution in 60 years following the Fort Hood mass shooting. The Pentagon is preparing to ask Donald Trump to authorize the execution of 𝗫𝗓𝗓 Hassan, the former Army major convicted of carrying out the 2009 mass shooting at Fort Hood in Texas. Man, it was in 2009. I remember that. That was a long time ago already, huh? Wow, time flies when you're having fun with guns. Sure, time's been going really slow for him, sitting in a jail cell. Now he's going to be executed. If approved, it would be the first U.S. military execution in more than 6 decades. Damn, that's a long time. Hassan, a former Army psychiatrist, killed 13 people and wounded 32 others in the attack. Hassan entered Fort Hood's Soldier Readiness Center armed with semi-automatic pistol and opened fire on fellow service members preparing for deployment. Jesus. Man, just unbelievable, man. Like, this is like, it doesn't end. It doesn't end. Hassan admitted to the shooting and claimed it was necessary to protect the Islamic Empire, folks. Boy, from American forces. And this guy's in our military, okay? He's in our military. Was in our military. But you can't stop the traitor events from happening and unfolding. Philadelphia plans to raise the Chinese flag in a bizarre celebration of communism. Yeah, on September 30th, Philadelphia's Office of Immigrant Affairs plans to host the red flag. Well, that happened, yesterday? Hoist the red flag emblazoned on the star of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, in front of the City Hall to celebrate the anniversary of the establishment of the CCP. Are you kidding me? How is this allowed? You might think this is some sort of sick joke, but no. It's not even the first. The city of the brotherly appeasement has flown the CCP flag twice before in 2017 and 2019. It was a disgrace then, and it's a disgrace now. All city residents should reject the leadership of Philadelphia's campaign to betray our founding principles to virtue, signal, tolerance, and diversity. I can't believe that happened. They were bringing immigrants here to my middle school, right? They were bringing them here under the Biden administration, obviously, under the mayor, Oscar Leeser. He's such a good boy. You should see this guy's commercials. Oscar Leeser, he's such a good boy. He shows his mom. They have his mom saying that. That was like his campaign thing. Oscar Leeser, he's such a good boy. Anyway, he was bringing so they're flooding immigrants into my junior high, Moorhead Junior High. Yes, it was called Moorhead. So he was bringing the immigrants there right in the middle of the neighborhood, school right there in the middle class neighborhood, bringing in immigrants. And I went there with my iPhone, opened it up, and I said, "Okay, here we are. This is what's happening." And I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I put up the Oscar Leeser's number on my X account, and people just started calling in. Folks, don't ever think that you can't do something. You always can do something, especially with social media. That shit catches fire instantly, and you can reach hundreds and thousands, if not millions of people within minutes. So if you see something unjust or you see something happening, open your phone, unless someone's dying. If someone's dying, go help them, give them CPR. If someone's getting attacked, help them out. Because there's also a flip side to this coin where people just record shit and it's just to get likes and attention. That's not the right way to go about it either. But when something's crucial, 911 type of stuff, you got to help the person out. But when it's something like they're bringing immigrants to a school in your neighborhood, put it on social media. UN chief calls on all parties to commit to Trump's Gaza ceasefire plan. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called Tuesday for all parties to commit to the peace plan for Gaza presented by U.S. President Donald Trump and backed by Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu. The U.S. president earlier said he was giving Hamas 3 or 4 days to either accept the plan or face severe consequences. The UN chief calls on all parties to commit to Trump-Gaza's deal. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres called Tuesday for all parties to commit to the deal, to the peace plan for Gaza presented by President Donald Trump. A spokesperson said it is now crucial that all parties commit to an agreement and its implementation. He once again reiterates that his call for the immediate and permanent ceasefire. A spokesperson for Guterres said in a statement. All right. I'll get to some Erica Kirk news. I don't know what you all feel about Erica Kirk. I've heard a lot of different things here. Man, a lot of women have turned on this lady. I don't know what's going on. I don't have an opinion on this. I don't know what to think. I think she's just a very depressed and very sad widow now. I think it's heartbreaking. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin set out last Thursday to answer the $1 million question on the American right. Who will be the next Charlie Kirk? You, Youngkin said, all of you. Hey, you took that from Nino. Nah, I don't know. I don't know if I was the first to say that. We are all Charlie Kirk. I think someone else came up with that before me. But I said it. I felt like an original thought, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know. The Republican politician was addressing a packed auditorium at Virginia Tech, the university where Charlie Kirk, the MAGA youth leader and key ally to Donald Trump's victory in the last U.S. elections, thanks to his ability to attract young voters, had been scheduled to speak. It should have been a third stop on the tour of various campuses that began on September 10th in Utah Valley, the day when a bullet ended his life while he was debating before a crowd of students. God, man, that's still, when I think of that vision, when I still think of that, how that happened, I still get a sick feeling in my gut, man. I can't believe that happened. Erica Kirk has demonstrated that she not only has the courage of a lion, but she has the heart of a saint. I don't know if I'd go that far. Oh, boy. Heart of a saint. I'm no saint. I'm trying to be a better person, but I still got a lot of demons. I still got a lot of demons. They still come around. I named all my demons. They all got names, but I give them little pussy names. Like 𝗵𝗃𝗃. 𝗵𝗃𝗃 is one of my demons. All right, massive comment. Zooming through our solar system could be alien technology, Harvard astrophysicist says. So, a comet traveling outside the solar system and heading towards Earth is much larger than scientists first believe. A scientist has detailed in a new report. 𝗬𝗏𝗡 claims the comet could even be an artifact of alien technology rather than a natural body because it weighs more. How does this guy know any of this? How does he know any of this? Because it weighs more than 33 billion tons. There's that number, 33 billion tons, and spans at least 3.1 miles across. So he knows. How do you weigh anything in space? How do you weigh anything in space? How are you just going to throw that shit out there? Blah, 33 billion tons. How do you know? How do you know any of this shit? The astrophysicist also revealed in a Medium blog post. See, this is why you got to read this shit and look at it logically. An astrophysicist, because it's an astrophysicist, he knows how much it weighs. In a Medium blog post, that the new data and measurements indicate the comet's nucleus is more massive than first estimated. 3i Atlas was spotted in July with observations showing the comet is shedding huge amounts of carbon dioxide and dust as it races towards the sun. Loeb and his colleagues calculated a slight non-gravitational acceleration in its movement caused by outgassing, which suggests that the object must be far heavier than early models assumed. The comet dwarfs, oh boy, I don't know how to say this word, 𝗬𝗏𝗡, just a quarter mile long, and Borisov about 0.6 miles across. This makes 3i Atlas 3 to 5 orders of magnitude more massive than the previous two interstellar objects we observed, Loeb wrote in his post. Next week, the comet will pass within 1.67 million miles of Mars orbit, while also coming close to both Jupiter and Venus. Loeb has urged NASA to turn the high-rise camera on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, if you really believe we even have that out there. I don't even know if I believe that. I don't know. You still believe we went to the moon? Anybody here believe we went to the moon? We just haven't been back. Yeah, it's just one of those, we went, we did that, we got the t-shirt, and just haven't been back. We don't need to. For what? At least, maybe these secret space programs exist. I'm not saying they don't. But at least commercially, we haven't been back. We haven't been back. We just decided not to go back. Yeah, it's just, we already did it. And it was just like, there's better shit to do. Like, I don't know, cruise around in lower Earth orbit and all that bullshit. We should not decide about the nature of 3i Atlas based on the chemical composition of its skin, Loeb wrote. For the same reason, we should not judge a book by its cover, he added. So what do you all think about this thing? What do you all think? Put it in the comments. You guys think this thing is made up? Do you think it's real? Do you think it's going to be the big alien card? Is it going to be a nothing burger? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not claiming I know anything about this fucking thing. I'm just saying that I think it's Project Bluebeam. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Angelina Jolie. 50 years old. Man, she's 50 now? Damn. Preparing to flee America after bitter Brad Pitt divorce battle. Over the past few years, many A-list celebrities have fled America in favor of moving abroad. Now the Oscar-winning Hollywood star, how come none of them, if they want socialism and communism so bad, why don't they move to China? Why aren't they moving to China? I mean, that's what you want. I don't get it. Angelina Jolie is reportedly planning to join their ranks. This comes after her grueling 8-year divorce battle with Brad Pitt. Man, I think Angelina Jolie really destroyed that young girl. What was that young girl's name in Friends? What's the girl's name in Friends, Alex? What was her name? The pretty girl, the pretty little
Jennifer Aniston.
She ruined her life, dude. Don't you think so?
Well, that was kind of
he took Brad Pitt from her, right?
Yeah, right. That was when Brad and
Angelina gave him like 20 kids or something.
Yeah, well, they started adopting kids, and then they had a couple of their own.
They became an orphanage.
Yeah, right, an international, charity. But no, totally. That was.
What's her name again? Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, Jennifer Aniston. Right. And then she's all messed up now. If you look at her, she has like all this face surgery. She looks hardened. She looks like she's like pissed. Like she could have had kids, dude. I don't think she has kids, does she?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I mean, she looks like that dude fucked up her life, man. I think Angelina did. I don't know, but I don't know. I would like to know what my audience thinks. What do you think? I think she's bitter towards Angelina Jolie. I can read a woman, dude, and she's pissed. She's mad.
Yeah.
And she's like trying to be like this. She's trying to recover like a sex symbol. Like she's on a lot of commercials trying to be sexy, but it's like, you're 50-something years old. Leave that to the 20-something-year-olds. I don't know.
Right. Got to fulfill your role. Let the role evolve, and
it's like you got to know what lap you're on, dude. You know what I mean? Like I'm realistic. I'm going to be 50 in 2 years, dude. I can't believe it. I'm going to still try to look good, but I'm not going out in skinny jeans.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to see that.
I mean, dude. Come on, shit. I don't even dress up anymore. I just put on a hat and t-shirt. I don't even give a shit anymore, man. It's kind of sad, I guess. I don't know.
It's easier.
Nobody to impress. All right, let's get to what the fuck news. In what the fuck news, Chinese scientists simulate first triple nuke test in a lab. How do you do that? What lab can hold a triple nuke? So Chinese scientists simulated triple nuke detonation in a lab, finding multi-pulse strikes, increased crater size, cratering efficiency versus single blast. A team of Chinese army scientists ran a laboratory simulation to answer a stark question. What happens if 3 nuclear warheads hit the same spot in quick succession? Led by 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗹, an associate professor in Nanjing, the group modeled the test on the U.S. 𝗵𝗶𝗀 experiment from 1965, triggering a single 4.3 kiloton equivalent blast at about 85 meters, 279 feet deep. Compared with the 𝗵𝗀𝗀 baseline, the triple strike setup more than doubled the crater radius from 46 meters. Well, fuck, I could have told you that. No need to do a test. Oh, boy. And increased depth from 28 meters to 92 feet to 35 meters. Zhu's team did not disclose total damage figures, but said staging the detonation into 3 pulses produced a crater roughly 10 times larger in volume than a single equivalent blast. Gee, I don't know. I'm not a mathematician, but I kind of fucking can use common sense on this. And I would think, it would be bigger. Yeah, it would be bigger. So why even? I don't know. A smaller run, a 5 kiloton pulse on 20 meters, 66 feet deep, still produced a much larger surface damage area than 𝗵𝗀𝗀, whatever, from about 6,000 square miles, 6,600 square miles, 71,000 miles square feet to 26,400 square meters, 284,000 square feet. The study shows that deeply buried multi-point explosive sources exhibit significantly higher cratering efficiency than single-point surfaces. Once again, I could have told you that. I don't know why you went on that test. I think 3 atomic bombs. Gee, let me think. 3 atomic bombs are bigger than 1? I think, right? Anyway, so that's your what the fuck news. Waste some money on that one. Alex.
Okay, but hear me out. What about 4 atomic bombs? It's like, what's going on here? And
let's try 5 atomic bombs.
5.
See if they're bigger than 1. What do you guys? Let's measure this. Let's see how much bigger they are. I don't know. Fuck. So what do you think of the show? I've been holding the shows down. I've been bringing guests on and stuff, but I think sometimes it's kind of a pain in the ass to have to reach out to people and shit,
yeah, go back and forth, and you know, sometimes with a guest, sometimes without, and had a few shows yesterday, so hopefully people will.
Man, we did a lot of shows yesterday, dude. How many did we do? Like 3?
Yeah, there was or we did 2 live. We what? Yeah, we did 2 or 3.
2
You
live,
did a few extras too, and then
yeah. I got a show right now in 30 minutes with that 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗹 guy. That's gonna be interesting.
That's really interesting, dude. I'd been thinking about that. I was talking.
Because what if you need a transfusion and you don't know if it's been this, right?
It's exactly, like, that's a huge. I
mean, I never thought about that before, bro.
And that's, it could be like, you don't know. I mean, people are getting blood transfusions, and you have no idea what that blood then is going to cause you to, have in the future. It's like
100%. So this is going to be a big, big podcast. I'm doing that right now, folks. That'll be since obviously the subject matter, that'll be on ninoscorner.tv. But yeah, you're going to want to check this out because there's a way to get clean blood. And so you got to know how to do this. So get to ninoscorner.tv.
I'm curious about that too, because we should donate.
Dude, I'm going to do it. Yeah.
I've never donated blood before, but I will now.
But you never know, man. And wouldn't that suck if you got somebody's this? Dude, it's the same. I mean,
and with the rise of the super cancers and all this,
bro. I mean, dude, I have a friend like right now battling that shit, man. He's in bad shape, but I told him, bro, let's keep the fight going. Let's not give up. Hopefully we can pull him out of this, man.
Yeah.
I think, man, I just can't give up. You don't give up to hear that bell. I hear no bell.
That's right. There's a documentary I watched a few years ago. It was on Gaia. It's called Heal. I think it's on YouTube now, and it's worth a watch. Heal. It's about people that literally had like stage 4 cancer. This one guy broke his whole back, and they healed themselves like with the power of their subconscious mind and prayer. It's like unifying your own like your subconscious mind to tell your body that you actually are healthy. And it's coming from God too. I mean, there's a spiritual element to this, but
they don't want you to know that, do they?
They don't want you to know that. Yeah.
I just ordered a frequency device that like certain frequencies that you can listen to, that meditate to and stuff like that. I'm gonna try doing that stuff too. Yeah, binaural beats and like start that.
Tony Rodriguez is working on some good, has done some good stuff. Created some in-house binaural beats that are like without the like weird extra tones and things that some of these commercial options have. So yeah, things like that.
So here's what I'm doing. I got the red light panel. I got the red light panel, and then I got the PMF mat below me. So I'm sandwiched with that, and I'm going to start listening to certain frequencies in my headset. So I think that's key right there. I would think that's going to be massive healing for the body.
Yes. And then the visualization, like visualize your body be like taking all that energy in and then like repairing itself from the inside out.
I think there's more to that than people know, man. And that's why I bring on Jonathan Otto so much, because that red light stuff, and folks, by the way, it's My Red Light. Is it myredlight.com? My Red Light Therapy or myredlight.com, but it's code Nino and I'm telling you, get the PMF mat and get the red light panel, because that's huge, man. And so the sandwich effect, and then I'm going to do the listening of the binaural beats now, the hertz.
Sort of isolate the whole system.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, man. So I don't know. Try anything, man. Preventative is the way to go. Preventative is the best way to go, man.
Yeah.
So here's what it is. Well, Alex, I appreciate you coming on. I'll see you Friday, man.
Yeah, see you Friday. All right, thanks, Nino.
We might do a show tomorrow, maybe, but I got to give you a breather. I know you did did a lot the other day, so.
Okay, yeah. Let me know. All right,
folks, I'm out of here. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting and the Black Sheep of broadcasting.